Do you also talk about this term? Do you address burnout with the healing strategies or?
Yes, and recently I listened to a webinar, and I can't remember his name. There's a psychologist from Carnegie Mellon talking about what does research tell us about who will fare well emotionally broadly speaking, post-crisis, and in this case, post-pandemic. And I've been sharing this information with all of my supervisees and all my students like crazy because it just makes so much sense to me. He talks about those people who can spend at least 51% of their mindset in this idea and understanding that, okay, this is temporary, versus those who get kind of caught on the opposite, like, oh my gosh, this is never going to end. This, call it the virus, this, call stay-at-home orders, etc. Those who limit their exposure to the media and, in fact, limit the numbers of news sources from which they get information about this pandemic will fare better than those who don't. Those who seek art will fare better than those who don't. And better yet, those who make art and are creative during this period of time will fare better emotionally than those who don't. Those who recognize, like what Mr. Rogers told us, look for the helpers, there's always a helper, will fare better than those who don't notice. And better yet, those who become the helpers will fare better than those who even notice the helpers. People who get outside and move their bodies will fare better than those who don't. I love all of those very concrete ways of supporting a healthy, in my case, as I'm thinking about social workers, I want to support the social workers' health so that, in fact, they don't burn out, I want them to fare best because they're being called on right now in so many arenas. They're frontline workers. I have social workers who are working in child protection. I have social workers who are working in adult mental health hospital units. I have social workers who are working in the schools and right now trying to figure out how do I remain connected to children when I can't see them. The social workers that I'm encountering right now and trying to support, I'm very aware that there are clients on the end of their service. So I got to buoy my people so that they can feel equipped, not burn out, and that they've got some creative practices that keep them afloat, and more than that they can share those creative practices of coping with their clients.
Sounds like common sense. You're working with prevention in a way. So you wanted to prevent burnout, not just solutions for the problem. That's really great, Mary. Really wonderful.